in this case that does not result in freedom for Britney Spears and dissolution of this guardianship, it is a black eye on the American justice system.
That is Republican Representative Matt Gaetz, who is currently facing a federal investigation for allegedly paying for sex with a minor and paying for her travel across state lines, which is a serious federal crime. But he's decided to jump into the discussion regarding the Britney Spears conservatorship. He was outside of the courtroom protesting her conservatorship, which obviously we agree that she should be let loose from that conservatorship. We find it to be an arrangement that exploits her and is abusive. Now, I don't know why Matt Gaetz has decided to get involved in this. I would suspect, this is my speculation, that he's trying to deflect from his own legal woes. But let's hear the rest of his speech.
There were grifters in this process that tried to act like they spoke for Britney, that they knew what she wanted. Well, now the whole world knows what Britney Spears wants, and it is the freedom and the liberty that should be offered to every single American. Free Britney. There's a lot that still divides us, but one thing we can all agree on is that Jamie Spears is more decisions regarding his daughter. She is nearly 40 years old. She should make her own decisions. But you know what? This case should open our eyes to the broader abuse that occurs in this system, to the millions of Americans impacted. And if we come together, then we think that Britney's final act could be one of graciousness, could be one of joy, and could be one that could help liberate many other Americans.
So again, I mean, if Matt Gaetz wasn't who Matt Gaetz is, then I mean, obviously I'm open to that messaging. However, Matt Gaetz and one other member of Congress who is accused of some other horrific sexual covering up of sexual misconduct decided to write a letter, right, urging Congress to do something about this. And the person I'm referring to is Jim Jordan. So Matt Gaetz and Jim Jordan write a letter to Congress, specifically to the House Judiciary Committee Chairman Jerry Nadler, essentially saying like, we want you to do something about it. The facts and circumstances giving rise to this Britney Spears arrangement remain in dispute, but involve questionable motives and legal tactics by her father and now conservator Jamie Spears. Given the constitutional freedoms at stake and opaqueness of these agreements, it is incumbent upon the committee, or our committee, to convene a hearing to examine whether Americans are trapped unjustly in conservatorships. I also find it funny, Cenk, that he mentioned Jamie Spears as a grifter, which, to be sure, there's some reason to believe that. I'm not denying it, but Matt Gaetz is the guy who has decided to ride on Donald Trump's coattails to political success, right?
Even beyond that, Anna, I mean, here he is showing up at a press conference to get press attention, and he's thinking positive press attention and maybe get some of Britney Spears fans on his side because he's under a lot of heat. And so Britney Spears was a young woman who was taken advantage of. Matt Gaetz is charged with having sex with an underage girl, or he's not legally charged with it yet, but that's the evidence that's come out in a different trial. And so we'll see if he gets legally charged with it and paying for it. So it is a particularly despicable grift to go and think, oh, I can improve my image of being with underage girls if I go help or appear to be helping Britney Spears with her legitimate problems, right? So you don't see a lot of legitimate politicians going out there and doing that. And this is all political stunts. And Jim Jordan, of course, also was a wrestling coach when another coach molested dozens of wrestlers, boys allegedly. In that case. And well, no, he did it, but whether Jim Jordan knew about it, tons of people allege, the actual students and wrestlers themselves allege that Jim Jordan did know about it and helped to cover it up.
Exactly.
So these two grifters extraordinaire coming in and pretending they care about Britney Spears is rich indeed. But again, on the right wing, there is no bounds to the hypocrisy. These are it's the side of the political spectrum that believes in QAnon. And then here you have people who participated in some form of horrible sexual misconduct with young people, and QAnon people think, no, that's fine. There are, as long as they say nice things about us, it's totally okay.
Also, I mean, it's not lost on me that the Britney Spears story is a story about alleged exploitation. And here you have Matt Gaetz and Jim Jordan exploiting this story for political gain. it's who they are. They're shameless. They're absolutely shameless. But we're not gonna forget what they're accused of. They're serious charges, and you don't get to brush off the fact that you've been accused of exploiting people by pretending like you care about the exploitation of Britney Spears. That's my take.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching the Young Turks. Really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.